Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome on this June 12th, 2024. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Cheers. Oh, what a way to start the day today. We got a quick one. We just got one big idea that I want to talk about, and then we'll get on with our day. We don't have to be here all day, right? So let me just check, make sure that we are live. Let's see. Your likes are now private. Okay, well, thanks. Thanks for that. And, maybe not there. It looks like we're live in Rumble. And we are live on the YouTube. Okay, great. Excellent for that. Let me update one thing and we'll get on with this story, which is not a story, it's an idea. It's an idea. It's a big idea, right? So we'll do this here. Save. There we go. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hashtag Rumble Gang. What's up, John? Nice to see you. But yeah, let's get into this big idea on Big Idea Wednesday. All right, folks. Yeah, let's get into it. My name's Tom Coffey, Coffee and Nuance Show. Here we are. We're at the socials at Coffee and Nuance. We're streaming live on Rumble, rumble.com/coffeenuance/live, also on YouTube and on X. But today we're tackling something that's dumber than a bag of rocks and about twice as annoying. That's thought-terminating cliches. Thought-terminating cliches. Yes, these little nuggets of pseudo-wisdom are everywhere, like glitter after a craft project or a late Saturday night. Impossible to get rid of and equally irritating. You know the type. You're in a conversation with someone and then they drop, "It is what it is." Wow. Thanks, genius. That really clears things up. It's like saying, "I've run out of brain cells. Let's call it a day." It's the verbal equivalent of throwing up your hands and walking away. "I'm out." And then there's the everything happens for a reason. Sure. Sometimes that reason is you made a really dumb decision. You spill coffee on yourself. It's not destiny. It's not the universe. It's because you're clumsy. Stop giving the universe so much credit for your own F-ups, if you will. Don't overthink it. Really? In a world where underthinking has given us blind allegiance to, I don't know, whatever, climate change, believe all corporate media, and people who believe in horoscopes, maybe we should be thinking a bit more, not less. But these cliches are the fast food of conversation. They go down easy, but leave you intellectually malnourished. So Robert J. Lifton, a psychiatrist, came up with this term back in '61. It's been around a while studying cult leaders. That's right, cult leaders. And now it feels like we're all living in a cult of let's not think too hard. Politicians, they're the grandmasters of this. Remember the slogan? Well, you don't remember this. This is from the article. You read the article. If you don't know, vote no. It's a little rhyme that was used to sabotage a constitutional amendment in Australia. Catchy, simple, completely devoid of any real thought. Perfect for our soundbite nature. If the glove don't fit, well, you get the idea. These cliches shut down independent thinking. They're like linguistic dead ends. They compress complex issues into bite-sized pieces that fit on a bumper sticker, if people use those anymore. And in the age of social media, they're thriving. It's like memes with the intellectual depth of a kiddie pool. So I've got to mention the illusory truth effect. This is when you hear something enough times, you start to believe it's true. It's like brainwashing, but with better graphics. So when someone says, follow the science during a pandemic, what they're really saying is ignore your own instincts, do what you're told. So how do we fight this? First, recognize these cliches for what they are. They're mental junk food. When you hear one, don't just nod along, challenge it, ask questions. And we can fight fire with fire. Use a truthful phrase like, I'm sure I'll think of one soon. Repeat the facts until they stick. Humor helps. A funny, true statement spreads a lot faster than a boring one. So, folks, let's not let our brains get lazy. Reject easy outs. Embrace complexity, because in a world full of bumper sticker wisdom, real solutions require more than a catchy phrase. They require thought, debate, and yes, maybe a little overthinking. That's not a cliche. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Okay, well, we got some people over there on both the platforms. Nobody on X yet. Maybe one day, I will show up live on X. But it doesn't look like I'm live. Not sure about that. Anyway, one day we'll figure all this out. Probably the same day I figure out how to put the combined comments on the side of the screen. I'm still working on that. But anyway, I like this idea. And, the last, recently I talked about neologism, right? That's the idea of naming things, putting a name to something so you can better understand it. And here we've got this phrase, thought-terminating cliches. They're just catchy, simplistic phrases, and they're just designed to just shut everything down, right? Just to end it, right? These cliches compress complex issues into easily digestible, memorable statements. It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. Don't overthink it. These are commonly used by people in power to dismiss dissent. And they can also be used to rationalize flawed arguments, especially during major events like elections or debates on contentious topics such as climate change, right? 97% of it, yeah, you get the idea. So here's some ideas, some tips on dealing with these thought-terminating cliches, okay? Recognize the cliche. Identify it when a statement is being made to shut down further discussion or critical thinking. You got to identify it. Just like, oh, you're just trying to shut it down. Or that statement is just making it so that we can't discuss this any further, right? You got to question the statement. Ask a follow-up question. My favorite question is, really? But perhaps you have a better one. Dig deeper on the issues. So just challenge the simplicity of the cliche. If someone's got a super simplistic cliche, that's something to be challenged. Ask for an explanation. Often people can't do that. So that's how you get beyond just a superficial phrase that someone's using. Promote critical thinking. Obviously, I'm always talking about critical thinking, although we don't see a whole lot of that out in the world, and especially on social media. It's really important to use accurate information. So to counter these cliches, to actually have maybe some facts on it. A repetition of accurate information can help counteract the illusory truth effect. It's funny, all of the specific numbers that I can come up with right now as a good example, I don't want to say. they're too controversial. But anyway, when we're talking about these, you want to use catchy, truthful phrases that rhyme. Rhyming seems to stick with people, right? If you, what was like? Think of just very popular marketing campaigns, right? Click it or ticket, right? When they wanted you to start wearing a seatbelt, and then click it or ticket. You'll get a ticket if you don't click it. That's just in many ways, it's a campaign, but it's also just to shut down any thought about it at all. Yeah. And then the other thing is to be aware of cognitive biases. We talk about this on this channel a lot. But what are some examples of thought terminating cliches? Forgot what it was. It's right there on the screen. Well, it is what it is. Don't overthink it. Boys will be boys. You've heard that one. That's just a way to, oh hell, to end the topic. Boys will be boys. Just go with the flow. That's just the way it is. YOLO. I guess that's a way to stop thinking, right? You're talking about something. Why are you doing this? YOLO. You only live once, right? It's all good. Everyone's favorite. Let's agree to disagree. When these are being used, they're used to just shut down conversation. What's done is done. There's nothing we can do about it. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of their plan. Who's they? Can't change the past. Just forget about it. It's in God's hands, right? There's no need to think about it anymore. It's in God's hands. Life's not fair. That's a very true thing to say, but it can also can be used to shut down discussion. That's the breaks. You win some, you lose some. Oh my goodness. Well, what comes around goes around, etc., etc. Do you got any ideas for thought terminating cliches? Let me know in the comments. And also, you can use these for your own benefit if you want to shut down conversation. Just have a list of thought terminating cliches that you can say. Whatever will be, will be. Don't worry, be happy. It's just a phase. God has a plan, right? Don't look back. Don't question the science. That's a good thought terminating cliche right there. It's all relative. You can't change the past. Deal with it. We're all in the same boat. Just move on. These are all ideas that just will shut down any thought. And with that in mind, with that in mind, thank you for joining me today. Didn't get a whole lot of response in the live chat, so perhaps on Friday I'll come up with something better that will actually get some conversations going. This one didn't seem to work, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. Is that a thought terminating cliche? Maybe it's just the truth. Anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day. I will be back on Friday, hopefully with a better show than this. But until then, have a good one. Peace.